welcome back to my channel, The Inked Reader. Today I have the quickest book haul ever. I don't know, I just buy plants these days instead of books because I got so many unread books on my shelves, and then university and work, I just didn't have the time to research and buy books and all of that. But I usually do like seasonal book hauls, and for this season, winter 2020-2021, I just had a few books. However, because I keep them on the side and I don't put them on my shelves, I thought I'm gonna still show you so then I can put them away, add them to my TBR jar and all of that. So maybe I have a chance to actually read these this year. Finger crossed. The thing I wanted to show you was my only pre-order, which was A Court of Silver Flames by Sarah J. Maas. This is the first installment in the second trilogy after A Court of Thorns and Roses trilogy by her. I think in this one we follow Nesta and Cassian, which is a couple that I was very much rooting for during the whole trilogy. And I don't know anything, I've not read the synopsis, and everybody and their mother and their grannies know what A Court of Thorns and Roses is about, so I'm not gonna go through with that. I'm not sure if this is a YA or adult book, but I guess I'll find out. And I shall read this month, finger crossed again. Once I've done my exams, maybe I can delve into this. Then I have got a book that I'm actually currently reading for my March TBR, which I'll link in down below and up here, which is Written in Blood by Diane Fanning. This is a true crime book recounting the story of Michael Pearson, who faced a trial because of the murder of his wife. His theory was, my wife fell down the stairs, and police said, no, you did it. Talked about this a bunch of times. It's in my TBR. I delved more into these. I also talked about these in what I watched recently, because I watched The Staircase on Netflix. And after watching that and being disappointed by that, after listening to a podcast, I want to know more. And so far, this is such an in-depth, detailed recount of what happened. Like, I literally can tell you what they ate that day. That's how detailed it is. And so far, I'm really enjoying it, because I think from The Staircase, the TV show, so much was missing, which I guess I'm gonna get by reading this book. Then I actually acquired a couple of copies of these. So I know that I've explained in one of my videos what I do, saying that I am an IDVA, so Independent Domestic Violence Advisor. It's a bit more complicated than that. So basically I'm part of a team. We have the youth violence team. So I'm a youth worker, and my expertise is then domestic violence, sexual assault, human trafficking, all of that side of things. But I'm a youth worker in general, like the basics are the same, so we are all youth workers with different expertise then. So I decided to buy 2 copies of this book, which is Long Way Down by Jason Reynolds, and this is written in verses, and it's the story of this young boy who loses one family member because of a gang-related crime, and he's mourning and he's angry and he's plotting revenge against whoever killed his family member. I read this a few years ago, but I fell in love with it. Everybody talks about the ending of this book, and there is a reason for that. So I decided to acquire 2 copies. I wanted a physical copy. I think I listened to this on audiobook. So I want to hold on to one copy and bring the other one to the office. I work in a hospital, so we work in the emergency department. So we do get young people that come in sometimes and have to stay days, potentially. And I wanted to have these to offer them to read while they were in the A&E, or maybe while they are inpatients in the hospital, depending on the case. But yeah, definitely something that I wanted to pass on to the young people I work with in some instances if I want to read. And then I have Jade City by Fonda Lee. This is a fantasy trilogy, I believe, and I heard so many things about these. I don't know anything about these. I have just heard that there are martial arts and it's awesome, and there are like gangs in it, in this city where there is magic, and then there is drug coming and disrupting the situation, because basically all of a sudden people with this drug could handle magic. So I could be totally wrong about this. So many people loving this and adding this to their favorite for 2020 that I couldn't pass the possibility up to just with this. I don't have a specific TBR to put this in, but I'm putting this in my TBR jar, and I'm very much wishing that TBR jar will reward me and just let me read this book, hopefully. And speaking of Asian inspired books, I got The Burning God by R.F. Kuang, which is apparently which is a thing, which is the 3rd and final book in the Poppy War trilogy. The first book, You Follow Runin, She's a poor girl who dreams all her life to go to military school. So she studies really hard to get into this elite military school. She gets there, and then there is a war brewing. And Runin is an amazing, great character. With a grim, dark fantasy, which I really enjoyed the first book, loved the first book. The second book was good, but I didn't love it as much as the first one. So I think the third book will decide what I think about the whole trilogy in general. Overall, so I'm really looking forward to actually finishing the series. And the last one is actually an order that I placed on FairyLoot. So I wanted to actually sign up to FairyLoot, and then I didn't at the moment, just because I signed up to a bunch of Plants subscriptions. I think as of now Plants really relax me, and I got so many books, so I decided to go with Plants instead of books. But in the future, if I become rich or something, because it's pretty expensive, I will try and get my hands on the FairyLoot boxes. But for now, I'll check sometimes their website, because they do sell their copies there, which are unique. And this is the Raybearer by Jordan Ifueko, by Jordan Ifueko. And can we I'm in love. Like, I don't know anything about this book, like zero, nothing. Okay, inside is just simple, but the outside is so bloody pretty. And I'll admit that this is the reason why I wanted to do this all, just because I want to display these on my shelves. So I read the synopsis, and I think this is about this girl that she's been raised to go to the main city of this world and become kind of one of the prince's advisor. But she has other plans for the prince. So that's all I know. I know it's not very good as a synopsis, but yeah, girl, she is destined to go and serve a prince, and instead something happens, I guess. I don't know, we will see. I'll give you a better synopsis once I read these. I'm conflicted because I want to display these, but I want to show these to people. I'm just FairyLoot, you make things so difficult, but also they are so awesome. Like, I really wish I had the money to buy the Plants and FairyLoot boxes and all of that. They are amazing, the guys there, and their aesthetics for the books, it's probably one of the saddest and quickest haul you'll ever see. But again, I'm very happy. Few but very good books I've got here, so I'm very looking forward to reading all of these. And yeah, take care guys, I'll see you next time. Ciao.